You know that feeling when you're interacting with a brand online and it just feels slick, but totally empty? Like a logo is selling you something, not a person.
Oh, yeah. The faceless entity problem.
Yeah.
It's the fastest way to kill any kind of trust.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to unpack today. We're doing a deep dive into the psychology behind video podcasting, looking specifically at the philosophy of Voxel Micro Video Labs.
And we're going to stack that up against some really interesting strategic data from Finchley Studios and the Guide Mastering Video Podcasting.
So the mission here isn't just about, what camera to buy.
Not at all. It's to figure out why seeing a host, literally just watching them speak, can completely change the biological chemistry of how we trust them.
It really is biology, isn't it?
It is deeply biological. Finchley Studios breaks this down with something they call the mirror neuron effect.
I think I read about this. It's sort of like monkey see, monkey do, but for our feelings.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. If I see you laugh or lean in because you're excited, my brain's mirror neurons actually fire as if I were doing it.
So it creates this shared emotional experience, something that I guess audio alone really struggles to replicate.
Right, which explains that whole parasocial bond thing we always talk about.
That weird one-sided feeling where you think you're best friends with a podcaster who has no clue you even exist.
Precisely. But here's where it gets really interesting with Voxel's approach. You can actually engineer that bond using what's called simulated intimacy.
Is that the direct address technique, the whole looking into the camera thing?
Right. When a host looks straight into the lens, your brain just reads it as eye contact. It flips a switch from you being a passive observer to being in an active conversation.
It signals confidence. And the data backs this up. I saw a stat that 45% of Gen Z listeners say they feel way more connected to podcasters they can actually see.
But there's a functional side to this, too, beyond just feelings. It's about clarity.
How so?
Well, Finchley Studios calls it critical semantic data. Basically, all the meaning you lose in just audio or text.
So, the nonverbal stuff.
Exactly. A smirk, a raised eyebrow, a hand gesture. These tiny micro-expressions humanize the message and make sure the intent is clear.
That makes so much sense. We've all sent a text that was completely misinterpreted because the tone was just gone.
And when the brain has to guess at the tone, retention just plummets.
That reminds me of a stat from Mastering Video Podcasting. I think they cited data showing viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it.
Get this, compare that to only 10% when they read it.
95 versus 10, that is not a small difference. That's a completely different kind of communication.
It is, because the visual delivery creates a complete emotional picture. It just screams sincerity in a way text can't.
Okay, so seeing the face hacks our mirror neurons and clarifies the message. But Voxel Micro Video Labs takes it a step further. They argue it's not just the person, it's the vibe.
The environment, yeah. They are very specific about advising against recording in what they call cold, sterile warehouses.
Which has a very hostage video feel to it, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Finchley Studios has a term for this, too. Visual anchoring. If the background is ugly or distracting, your retention drops.
So having a professional set isn't just about looking good. It's not vanity.
No, not at all. It's a trust signal. A professional, well-lit space subconsciously tells the viewer, hey, this business is legitimate. They care about quality.
And Voxel really emphasizes the technical side of that, right? Things like lighting for auto framing and having dry acoustics.
Yes, because if you look like $1 million but you sound like you're in a tiled bathroom, that disconnect breaks the trust immediately. It has to feel like a quality broadcast.
So let's pull all this together. Video isn't just another format. It's a trust accelerant.
Totally. You're triggering mirror neurons, you're providing semantic data so you're not misunderstood, and you're using the environment to signal that you're an authority.
And for you, the listener, the relevance here is really about ROI. Yes, video takes more effort to produce, but the return on trust is, well, it's incomparable.
It's the difference between being heard and actually being believed.
Exactly. So here's a final thought for you to chew on. If we know that video creates this very real biological bond, what happens if you stick only to audio?
Are you risking placing your brand in the uncanny valley?
Hearing a voice, but trusting it less because you can't see the source? Something to think about. Thanks for deep diving with us.